Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome, 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 love. Come on in. Come on in a little bit closer because, of course, today is not about being impressive. It's not about performing. It's not about being present. So, we're going to place our left hand on our chest, our right hand on our belly. You're going to let your shoulders drop and whisper to yourself, I am safe to soften. This is your soft place to land. Today, I want to just tell you something right up front. Something that I did not understand when I started doing the inner work. That when you actually start to do the inner work, everything around you shifts, just shifts. I thought that in the beginning, when I started this journey, that I was working on me. I thought I was teaching myself how to love myself, how to regulate, how to respond and just instead of just reacting to what was going on around me. But what I learned was your world begins to change when you start to change. People who were used to getting things out of you, people who were used to having access to your time, people who were used to you moving through life with guilt, either pressure or urgency, it just it it just changes. Because when you start healing, the access that you give to people changes. And it's going to make some people feel really uncomfortable. And I say this with so much softness. It doesn't mean that they are bad people. It simply means that they're just adjusting to the new you. Some people resist and fall off. Some people will learn and adapt. And some will even start their own practice just because you started yours. And when you are aware of this, you can soften your heart and remember that everyone is on their own journey. So let me pause because if you are new here, I want to welcome you. I am Kiwana Thomas. I am your meditation partner as you walk along your own journey within. So this was really, really real for me inside of my home. When I actually started to begin to notice how my actions were affecting my health before my journey within, I would yell at my kids to get things done. I would raise my voice. Sometimes I would use, like, if you don't get that done, then you know what's going to happen type of language. And when I had started to wanting to become soft, wanting to lead with softness, when I noticed how the hardness was affecting my health, I started to get quiet. I started to shift the way I spoke. And to be honest, my husband did not know what to do when he found me no longer raising my voice toward the kids. And my children, at first, they were like, oh, maybe I don't have to listen to her, you know? Maybe I can try to push the boundaries a little bit because she hasn't gotten to the point of raising her voice at me. I noticed these small, simple shifts in my house. And then I noticed something in myself. I noticed that the trauma of getting them to move by only raising my voice was a seed that I was just no longer interested in watering. I didn't want my kids only to move because mommy stomped her feet or because mommy raised her voice, which was also in tune, raising my blood pressure. When I was growing up, I had heard so many times, you're getting on my last nerve. And I remember um, telling myself, oh, that's something I'm never going to say to my kids. And that has carried through even now. And I also noticed that that was something that I didn't want to have to ever feel like I wanted to say. One, because I wanted to preserve all the nerves that I had. And two, because I really, really have been loving myself and wanting to stay on my health journey. So what looked like softness to me for my husband looked like she doesn't even care. And that only lasted, at least it only lasted for my kids for just a little while. Because while I was in the stage of reprogramming my nervous system, I started to notice that I was giving myself more spaciousness just to respond. When my kids did something that they usually always do, something that was going to touch that nerve on the inside of me, I found myself pausing, taking an extended pause. And the more I started to do that, and the more my kids saw that difference in me and my response, my kids started reflecting back to me calmness. I would notice them doing, okay, mom, the same thing that I would do, hand to chest, deep breath. I noticed them. They would say things like, okay, mom, we're not trying to dot, dot, dot. They were actually reflecting my own actions. Their voices around me began to soften. The whole energy and vibration just changed. And it almost felt like they were treating me like a delicate little flower. Like, maybe we can't say this around her. Maybe this calm state is the calm behind the storm. I'm not sure. But the turnaround with my kids came quick. But for my husband, it took a little bit longer because this parenting style that we had chose, it matched the upbringing that we both were brought into this world with. And so at first, when I started responding this way, I did not even talk to him about it. I didn't share my journey with him. It simply started because I wanted to show myself more love. And in the middle of him giving me these looks, because if you know my husband, he says a lot of what he's thinking with his eyes. And so we had to have this conversation, and it was a welcome conversation. But he was like, what is going on with you? So I explained to him simply that, my health was more important than just yelling at the kids. My health was more important than getting a point across in the moment. And I was just trying to try on this new feeling of giving myself like this new experience that my kids would listen to me if I was a little bit softer. He still didn't quite get it. He didn't understand. He still used the stark or sternness in his voice. And I still just wanted to trust and believe that things were just not going to fall apart in my house because I chose myself and I chose to put my health and my journey above anything that I had seen before. Guess what happened though? It didn't fall apart. It strengthened my home because this is one of the things I wanted to share with you that was so amazing. My son, who loves to be animated and who is very passionate about his feelings and who has the big feelings, when he sees me getting riled up or he sees his sisters going back and forth, he comes up to me. He takes my hand and he says, Mom, breathe. He says, breathe. He pulls me aside and reminds me to breathe when he feels like I'm getting worked up, he takes my hand in his hands and he starts to count like I do with him. He 1, 2, and he just proceeds. And in that moment, I feel like this was all worth it. It was worth me trying on a new belief. It was worth me going into my journey with a little bit of curiosity. It was worth me discovering that I could be exactly who I desired to be and be held at the same time. My husband now, after seeing this, and it took some months, maybe even years, probably more so months, but now he speaks with a softness. He notices how the kids respond, and therefore he's adjusting. And I see it. And it's so amazing. It's actually beautiful because he's connecting with them too on a different level. So I want you to really hear me. When you start your practice, everything may shift around you, and it's going to model exactly what you are practicing. You are going to see some people who were not fit to stand alongside with you. You're going to see them fall off, and that is okay. You are going to see the people who are going to learn, oh, this is how she's responding, and return that same energy back to you. And I want this to be your soft reminder you are doing well and everything is okay because you are walking your own journey. And with that being said, let's roll right into breath work. Let's roll right into the very thing that's going to calm and center our nervous system. We're giving the chance for our body to receive what we are learning. Very gentle, receiving with ease. Now, in our breathwork session, we inhale for 4 seconds, we hold at the top for 4 seconds, and we release for 6 seconds. Let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can return to your normal state of breathing, feeling your body shift, feeling yourself move, listening to everything that is around you, grounding yourself in this very moment. This moment is what we call the present state of mind. Abundance lives here. Every need fulfilled lives here. You've taken the time to break up your nervous system just so you can breathe. Now let's gather our intention for today. Maybe it's softness. Maybe it's trust. Maybe it's spaciousness. I want you to gather your intention, bring it right here to the center of your mind. I just want you to hold it for a little bit. I want you to take a big breath in and blow it out. We are releasing our intention into this world. We are learning that we don't have to manipulate our schedules or people for our intention to happen. We don't have to force it into alignment. We just simply allow it to be. We allow it to meet us when it's needed, for it's going to return with much more than we ever thought it could. So we're going to go into silence, and we're aware that our thoughts are going to come. We're going to observe these thoughts just like we observe cars outside of our window. We're not going to fight them. We're just going to observe them and return back to the breath. For that is the practice. Returning back to yourself, remembering who you are. I'm going to set the time. You go ahead and find a comfortable position and just allow yourself to be held. Let us begin this 5 minutes of silence. Welcome back, love. In this moment, I want you to know that when you choose your practice, you are teaching people, in essence, how to treat you. So I want you to lift your left hand, take your right hand, and put them, of course, left hand to your chest, right hand to your belly, and repeat after me. I can respond with spaciousness. I can trust what's shifting around me. Everything is working with my healing. You are in the right space. You are in the right place. Everything you need rests on the inside of you. Thank you for being brave to choose to go within and live the life that you are destined to live. I love you so big. I am Kiwana Thomas, and it is an honor to be your meditation partner. The divine light in me loves, cherishes, and reminds you of the divine light in you. Namaste.